that we want more of you, more of your presence, more of your glory, more of your grace, more of your love. That our testimony all the days of our lives is that we have more of you. In Jesus' mighty name we have worshipped. Amen. Thank you, His fragrance. Good morning, church. Good morning, church. I can see some women looking gloriously dressed. Please, if a woman is beside you, can you give them a thumbs up sign and appreciate them for coming out gloriously today? Can we greet them, please? Please, today is their day, our local. Can you greet them, please? Greet them, appreciate them. Good morning, women. You're looking sweet and beautiful. As in, I'm so happy to be a woman today, right? Men, thank you very much for making us shine. Thank you, we appreciate you. Good morning once again, church. So quickly, we're going to be inviting the junior church. They have something for our mothers to appreciate the mothers, knowing that these mothers actually carried them in their womb for a period of time. So they have told us in confidence that they have something interesting for us. So we're going to be inviting our lovely children from the junior church to please come forward with their presentation. Thank you.
So now, who knows what today is? What's today?
Today is Mother's Day.
Good! Today is Mother's Day. So everyone give her a round of applause. So now, who is a mother? Who knows who a mother is? Who is a mother?
A mother is the first role model of our children.
Good. A mother is the first role model of our children. Okay, who else knows who a mother is? Who is a mother?
A mother is someone who takes care of their children and disciplines her children.
Good. A mother is someone who takes care of her children and disciplines her children. Okay, who is a mother?
A mother is someone who feels passionate for her children.
Good. A mother is someone who feels passionate about her children. So guys, before we go to the game of today, let me tell you a story about my mother. So, every day, my mother will say, wash the plate. From me, wash the plate, wash the plate, wash the plate, before I go to bed. One day, I forgot to wash the plate. So, When my mommy now came, like, Farami, what is this? Every day I tell you, wash the place, and you don't used to listen to me. See all the dirty things inside this place. You know it for 4 days, you see. But I still ate, oh. See, this doesn't mean your mother doesn't love you. Your mother loves you with every bit of her heart. So now, let's go to the game of today. Who can mimic their mother for me? Oh yeah, Jeremiah, come and mimic your mother for me. Oh yeah, give him a round of applause. Our Jerry boy.
Jerry boy.
Jeremiah, I told you to go and wash those plates. If you don't wash those plates, I'll beat the living daylight out of you. Mommy, please forgive me. I washed the plate. 5 minutes later. Mommy, you know that mommy loves you. You know daddy loves you. You two, what do you do that will make us beat you? Okay. Sorry. Bye-bye.
Who else can mimic your mother for me? Oh yeah, come on, mimic your mother.
Show for me. Have you done your homework? No. What were you doing? I was watching YouTube. You're watching YouTube. You have the living audacity to say you're watching YouTube. You will say I'll flog you. Nonsense.
I want to tell you, mothers, that you are special to the Lord and you are valued in His eyes, for no one loves you more. And mothers, I want you to know how blessed you really are, for I know that it was never easy. Those past years were quite hard, but even through the years gone by, I believe that God was there, reaching out in His loving arms. But though we were unaware, and He's still beside you, longing to be a part of all the things that interest you. Even in the daily struggles that seems to be part of life, the Lord longs to be involved and fill the void inside. So mothers, on this Mother's Day, I want you to know that you were always appreciated and that Jesus loves you. Thank you.
Who else can mimic your mother? All of you are interesting. Oh yeah, come and mimic your mother.
Sherry, for me, come here. What have I told you about doing that thing? I've told you every blessed day. Every blessed day. Now I'm going to beat you. Now go and get me the belt. I'm going to flog you today. Rubbish.
Okay, who else can mimic their mother? Shalewa, come and mimic your mother.
Shalewa, how many times have I told you not to wear this shoe? But Mommy, I wore this shoe last week now. Mommy, please let me just wear this shoe. In fact, go and get me that belt. Okay, Mommy, I'll go and wear that shoe.
God could not be in every place. With loving hands, He helps erase the tear drops from each baby's face, and so He thought of mothers. God cannot send us here alone and leave us to a fate unknown without providing for His own, the outstretched arms of mothers. God could not watch us night and day and kneel beside our cribs to pray or kiss our little aches away. And so He sent us mothers. And when our childhood days began, He simply could not take command. And that's why He placed our tiny hands securely into mothers. The days of our youth slipped quickly by. Life's sun rose higher in the sky. Full grown were we, yet ever nigh. And to love us still was mothers. And when life's span of years shall end, I know that God will gladly send to welcome her a child again, that ever faithful mother. Thank you.
Okay, who else will mimic their mother? Okay, come.
Sola, you've not washed those plates. Mommy, I'm doing my assignment now. Shut up, Joe. Go and wash those plates for me. It's even I will help you and wash it. Lazy girl. Everything assignment. Assignment call. Assignment.
Okay. Who else will mimic their mother? Okay, come out.
Ayobami, go and fill up that bottle. If you don't fill up that bottle, you will not drink water today. Okay, Mommy, I'm coming. 5 minutes later. Mommy, I'm thirsty. Where is the water? Ah! You did not fill up that water. You are not drinking water today. Mommy, I'm sorry now. Please. Oh yeah, take water. But next time, you must fill that bottle, yeah? Okay.
Okay, who else will mimic their mother?
Aaron, what are you doing there? Have you done your chores? How many times will I tell you to do your chores before I tell you to? Or should I record my voice so my voice can raise and I don't have to tell you again?
I said a Mother's Day prayer for you to thank the Lord above for blessing us with a lifetime of your tender-hearted love. I thank God for the care you have shown us through the years. And so I thank you from the heart for all you've done for us, and I bless the Lord for giving us the best mother there could be. Thank you.
What do we say, friends?
We love you, mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, can we appreciate the kids again? Can we appreciate the kids again, please? Thank you very much, children. God bless you all. Mothers, not too they use belts. Kilo day. Is it that the fathers don't use belts? I thought it used to be the fathers that usually use belts. Because when I was growing up, it was something like napkin, like sanda, like orogun, like like abara. You know, it was Igbaru, Ifoti, you know. All right, so it seems as if times are changing. So the fathers, I know then, if my father says, I'm not going to get
in
me
my
that
own family,
kokoko.
times have not changed.
What did they use for you?
So these kids think that it's because you are little that your parents would, scold you. Even those of us that are adults, do your parents still send you all sorts of WhatsApp messages? Do you still get all those WhatsApp messages saying, don't stay home, don't stay out until 6:30. Odidibalele. Don't stay out. I don't get it. I don't get it. And the last time we did Father's Day, remember that we said that the ladies have so many days. On the 8th of March, we celebrated what? What did we celebrate on the 8th of March? So today we are celebrating Modern Sunday. In May again, we are still going to celebrate another Mother's Day. On 11th of October, we're also still going to celebrate International Day of the Girl Child.
What's your point?
So this is the point. As a child, I was really scared of lions. Really scared of lions. Then I read my book of Bible story and realized that, Samson killed a lion. And it now dawned on me that I shouldn't be scared of lions anymore. I should be scared of Samson. Then my mom told me, no, don't be scared of Samson. Be scared of what killed Samson. That is why a wise old man once said, I
have nothing to say to you, Lala. Let's go to the business of the day. All right. Good morning once again. So thank you very much, Lala, for being here. Lala is not a woman. Is a Abi Fle. Abi.
No.
Okay.
By the way, we sent out some messages that men should give us questions. We described it as the hot questions for women. Now, since it was men that asked the question, it's just right that it be a man that should be asking them the question. Okay. Because she might be very biased, do you understand? Like a question that she should be direct. You'll not be going like this, be going like
corners.
this. So I'm here to, put the emotions So when I look at Brodo now, they just me like this, my shine.
I forgive you, Lala.
The children here, they came here to cast their mothers. Casting crowns.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Lala, for being here. So we're going to be inviting some women to join us on stage so that we can address the questions of these men. Even me, when I saw the question, I was like, Kilo day. I saw it. I don't understand. You sent it with full chest. Don't worry, we stay here full chest. So we're going to be inviting 4 lovely women to please join us on stage to address the questions of the men. And I'm sure that with their experience, combined experience and individual experience, they will be able to address your concerns. And then they will be able to convince you and not confuse you that awalo imako. Thank you. All right, so Lala,
okay,
please.
so quickly, I would be much obliged if we would put our hands together as we welcome Sister Mamani Shadare to the stage. Following her quickly will be Sister Buki Akisoya. Right on her trail will be Sister Yetunde Adigun. And lastly will be Sister Tosi Akinsulire.
Thank you very much, Mars. Please walk gallantly like the mothers that you are. Show them, please.
By the way, I don't understand. Is it that they plan to share semo or something in church, you know? Because you know, Obawa and Kara, you understand? Me, I will not be on stage with all this work I'm doing. I will not eat semo.
Don't worry, we'll talk about that. All right, please have your seat, Mars. Thank you. So, no. Laba, where do you want to sit? You want this?
Let me flank.
No
Yes.
problem.
Good morning, ladies. By the way, you all look gorgeous. Yes, so the men have sent in quite a number of questions. I'm going to start with one. And it's okay, so I want to start as it is hot, you know, as it is hot. So the questions borders around career, communication, parenting, sex. So I'm going to start with sex, the hustle room. Why do some women not understand that sex is a major need for men, for their husbands? And they always would want to have the man initiate it. And a lot of times, it's men are uncomfortable with that. You realize the major need for us, but you're always waiting for us to initiate it. So, how do we tackle such? Why do you do that, basically? Abi, is that not the question? Why do you do that? Is it that the mic is not good?
Hello.
Joel, please, volume on that mic.
The mic is working, Lala.
Good.
The mic is working. I think it really stems from our culture, okay, and what we have been brought up with. So you remember when we were young, it was a sin for you to go and toast the guy. The guy should be the one to come and toast you. But, and I use the word but, you know, I'm not at that age. Maybe things are changing now, and people are more adventurous now. But I really think it stems from our roots and our culture. And the thing about life also is that, you know, we should be given to change, and then we should evolve. But really, I think to answer your question straight, it's coming from the way we were all brought up.
Okay. Does that apply to every lady on? Okay.
When it comes to sex, I think for women, most women, when they are angry, they don't want to talk about sex. I mean, when they feel you've hurt them, they don't want to talk about sex. They know you need it, but I mean, don't talk about that area. You know, but with Christ in us, I mean, it's not meant to be that way. Do you understand? I mean, we know this is needful, but with Christ in us, we're getting there. Of course, I want us to be practical in this session. Let me use myself as an example. I mean, if I have things bothering my mind, as in bothering my mind, please don't talk about sex. You understand? Don't talk about sex.
When we have things bothering our mind, we talk about sex.
That's it. That's it. So, but you know, because we also have to have a balance, there has to be a balance. So, I mean, you can if the man, by God's grace, you should understand you and know how you feel, and then with time, with your sign language, you should know your sign language, then be able to bridge that anger or whatever that is in you, and then you give it to him.
So, man, can I say our sign language? Just tell your wife, I need therapy. When you have a lot of things going through your mind, you don't understand what it's doing, you just tell your wife, we need therapy.
Okay, so let me add to that.
So I wanted to say that because Sister Yetude had said that, because the baby boomer generation X were raised in a particular way, but that maybe the younger ones are more adventurous. So are you more adventurous?
I'm not going to answer your question. Okay, so when it comes to sex and marriage, I think a fundamental reason why a lot of women do not initiate could be because of lack of knowledge for some women. Now, because I'm speaking to Christian women, so I know that many Christian women actually don't initiate sex, right, for some of them. And the reason is during pre-counseling, I will use myself as an example. I'm not sure my counselor, because I hadn't had sex before marriage. I'm not sure I was really enlightened that much, right? Except for a particular counselor that actually went nitty-gritty, right? So he went ahead to actually explain the woman physiology, the man physiology, to actually tell us. And some of the tips he gave us are things that we're using even up till now. He told us about the KY jelly, told us about the part of a woman that actually would arouse her, and then the need to actually engage the mind even before the actual act, especially for a woman. Just to buttress what has been said, the truth is when we are tired, we are tired. It's very hard for us to. However, depending on how you have sewed into the woman's love bank before the actual event, it actually helps to boost our mood, right? So that's on one part. And then the second part is also as Christian women, we need to understand that men love sex. Let me put it that way. That's like their food. The same way we will prepare food for them, that's the same way they see sex. So I think having that knowledge and understanding of how important it is to a man is something that has actually helped me personally. And the fact that nobody else can do it for him. This is like my primary responsibility. Yes, it is my primary responsibility. I can delegate every other thing except for this. It cannot be delegated. So the onus then lies on me to ensure that I educate myself about it. I know how to please him, right, and ensure that he is satisfied, right. So that's not to say that, and of course, the more we do that, at the beginning we struggled, to be very candid. We struggled, but should I say it? One of the things that has helped me also is I realized, sometimes when it comes and then he says, or maybe we are just discussing about sex, and then I tell him that, was it not day before yesterday we had sex? Why are you coming again? Something like that, and then he tells me that, no, it wasn't day before yesterday, this was, and then he tells me it, and I'm like, okay, so was it that long ago that I did it? So what helped me personally, maybe it could help somebody, was I began to note it down. When did do you understand? And I realized that really, I needed to improve. And then that actually made me more conscious about the need to give my body to my husband more, right? And the truth is, the more you give your body, you will enjoy it, actually. You will enjoy it the more, right? So I think maybe women in my generation, we actually don't struggle with this, right? Maybe it's the older women, but I think it's something that we need to, it's something we need to just be more conscious of and understand that it's a very, very important part of marriage.
Yes. Do you have something to add to that?
I would like to speak for the older women. Now, God has created the women. We older women have issues with our bodies. Sex is about two people together. The man is old. If I'm 52, my husband should be close to 60. So you can imagine what it is. We're thinking about the children, we're thinking about the grandchildren. Now, before you get a woman that's older to submit to you as per sex, you have to start from the morning. You don't quarrel with that woman in the morning and you expect the woman to be okay for you at night. No. You start toasting. Older women too want to be like the younger ones. Start toasting from the morning, even if you quarrel. Start doing things that will put the woman in that, in that mood. You don't even have at night, if you want to do that at night, you don't even have to ask the woman. She will initiate it. Because the whole day, everything has gone on right, and then it's just automatic. So for the older women, that's what I think, because the body is not secreting what it usually will be secreting. So even the men too. But it's not all about you men, or we the women. It takes two to do that, and you will enjoy it, both of you. That's what I see.
Thank you very much, women. Nana, let me just quickly say this. 2 points. 2 points. Is it working? Can you hear me? Okay, because they don't want me to say this. So men, I will say it. Men, sow into the love bank of your wives. Yes. Sow into. Okay, I'm shouting. Done. It's intentional. It's intentional. All right, women. So that I'm balanced, because Lala said I can be biased. Women, please let's understand that it is their food. And yes, you shouldn't starve them.
And the Bible says, Pastor
is even on my side, Abby.
Sister Anu, and you know the Bible says,
all right, so that leads me to something else. While Sister Tosin was talking, I think there was a bit of communication issue there that was raised. Olala, what do you think? Is it just me?
Okay. Well, so let me. A fellow man shared this with me. He said one of the reasons he finds it difficult communicating with his spouse, and he gave a candid example. He said he was going to get a major job. In fact, the processing had been done. He was just waiting for the letter to start the role. It was a major C-suite role. And so he told his wife that until we receive, the letter and I resume, please keep this between us. Now, the wife went to her mom's place, and the mom is a prayer warrior, and the mom is saying, and the woman felt, let me tell my mom that my husband has been on an interview process for like 6 months, but he has finally seen the green light that he's getting the job and stuff. Now the husband went in December to greet his mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law made him feel as if he was holding his progress report from her, that the that am I the witch that will stop you from. And so I say that because another question was, especially with regards to communication, a lot of men find it difficult disclosing some sensitive stuff to their spouses because they feel that one way or the other, the ability to manage secrets is not is better determined by a man, by sharing with the woman. So
okay, so let me ask women, should you tell your wife every problem you're facing at the time it's happening, or every challenges or every step you want to take at the time it's happening, or should you wait till when it has been fixed?
Especially when she's the prayer warrior.
Before telling her. What are your thoughts?
It has to do with relationships. Okay. When you're close to your husband, well, as I'm telling you, older women, I don't know, older women, you know that you are just the two of you in the house. The woman prays, you too, you're a prayer warrior. You have nobody else to speak to apart from the husband, your husband. So you have to discuss everything that you're going through. That's what I think you should do.
So do we, when we are saying discuss, because I think the challenge they're having with us is that they're not telling us because we can't keep secrets. Is that what the men are trying to say?
No. It's not. That's not it. Not that you can't keep secrets.
No, that just sounds like what the men are trying to say. Men, are you saying we can't keep secrets? So they're saying that the reason why they don't talk to us, so they're asking why can't we keep secrets? Let me make the question simple.
You're complicating the questions.
because when I saw the question, I was actually worried. Because if they are saying they can't tell us things, because they're asking if they should wait till it is done and fixed and come and say, oh, I have done this. Or should they tell us before they go ahead to do it? And they're also saying the reason why they're not going ahead to tell us to do it is because they feel we allowed it for them.
Take it to the prayer.
So what are our thoughts on as regards that?
So honestly, my thoughts are mixed. Okay. And it really depends on the level of maturity of the marriage and the couple and who you're dealing with. If there is an antecedent that in the past something has been said and not handled well, then the trust is declined. If the trust is declined, then it is difficult to re-establish. And it could be dicey. But overall, I think if, and it shouldn't be an if situation. I mean, us, we are spirit-led. We need to know how to handle each situation per time. Okay. However, as the on the receiving end, as a woman, I've once said somewhere, you do not expect empathy from me, from something I do not know. Okay, so as on the receiving end, why I apologize to the men in advance to say, okay, I mean, if you have lost trust or if you have had a bad situation, you need to try again. On the woman's side, I think it's really very hurtful if your spouse does not trust you to tell you what they're going through. Because for me, if I cannot do anything about it, the least is that I can pray about it. I can be empathic to you about it. But if you don't tell me, then it sounds a little cold, but I really can't bug my head about it, as cold as it sounds. Because I'm no mind reader. I can't read what is in your mind. So it's hurtful for the women if you don't tell us. We'd like to know. We'd like to do the bit we can. And hopefully that you can trust us more.
I also feel, so aside, I don't think it's a thing of, it's about trust now. If you're not telling, it's about relationship, not trust. There are some women, I won't call them panic. They are ever panicky. Any small thing, Alpha, have you done that thing? So, to avoid that state, men feel, let me do this thing before coming out to tell her. I'll now use myself as an example. Okay, we are friends. We've known ourselves for some time before we got married. But there's this thing in me that if you tell me something, not about trust, but I will disturb you, I'm not worrying, but I want to know, what, sir?
Pastor says the fact that you are disturbing.
The fact that I'm not, it's not a case of being worried. But how far have you gone? And not all men love that. So if I see I'm getting too, I'm becoming a nuisance, let me put it that way, I'll withdraw. You understand? So, okay, instead of, I'll just keep quiet. And then, of course, he will tell me the progress. So I don't think it's a matter of it's not a case of not trusting the other spouse, but maybe the reaction of the woman at times make men to say, okay, I'm not telling you this.
Thank you. Okay, and that was balanced, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was. So another question. So some men have also said that women find it a lot comfortable to have their own family members around, and be with them for a couple of weeks or months, sometimes even years. But every time it's my own, sibling or my family member, you give them the entry date and you give them the date of the exit, So what do we have to say about that?
So we are biased more to our family members than to our husband's family members. Women, what do you say?
Please, Lydia, sound, good volume.
I think.
Do you feel that they are taking time to answer that question because you understand? You touch your hair, you understand?
So I think based on what had been passed on to some women, right, and based on some women's experiences, they tend to set certain boundaries. Some people have suffered a lot from in-laws, and I really don't blame them. But I also think that what is important is to not create that boundary without giving them an opportunity to, or try them out, so to speak, right? So it's important that, the Bible said that we should pull down strongholds, right? If we are to live by all the stories we've heard about in-laws, we would not live as Christians or as children of God. We need to be love beings, right? For me, I've enjoyed amazing relationships with my in-laws. Because that's because our values are aligned. My mom-in-law, for instance, she's a woman of faith. If I can have her boxed in my house somewhere, no problem. So what I'm trying to say is, we should give people an opportunity to, what's the word now, to prove you wrong or right, so to speak. So let's not live on assumptions that, okay, our in-laws are bad and all of that. So especially when they go against our values or something, that we can have a discussion with our spouse to say that, I'm not sure I want this particular person in my house. But generally, as children of God, we are love beings. We need to accommodate people as much as possible. And when the boundaries is crossed, you can then create boundaries. Thank you.
Can I? Okay. Like I said, I'll use myself as an example. She said we're now older women. So thank God we are older women. But we've gone through things too. When we first got married, my mother-in-law was with us. She was, and then, before going to work, I quickly wake up, prepare our food, lay the table properly, like a normal daughter-in-law should do. Then my husband just called. They're not
doing it. They are abnormal.
No, permit the use of my word. So my husband just called me one day. He said, necessary, just take her the way you would take your mom. Because I know if it had been my mom, I would just tell her, mommy, kitchen, blah, blah, blah. So when he said that, I said, okay. He said, if you don't tell her, I will tell her you don't want to see her in this house again. And I knew he could say it. He would just speak in parable and tell the mom that she doesn't want you in this house. So I went to meet my mother-in-law, and I did like this. I said, mommy, Ejoma, tell me about the to school. And then there's this, I just said that. I said, okay, OJ, no problem. Now, no, because she calls me OJ, my initials. So when she said that, I was like, wow, that's easy. And that was it for me. And that barrier was broken. What am I saying? Your in-laws are not in-laws. They are not meant to be in-laws. They are part of our family. You don't see anybody as, these are in-laws, these are my own siblings. No, we're all one. In fact, I think I'm even closer to my sisters-in-law than let me say at par. So don't see them as in-laws. The moment you start seeing them as in-laws, there'll be a problem. So, if you say your sister-in-law should live there, then at the same time, your sister should go. Your husband can say, okay, since you don't want my sister-in-law, then I don't want your sister too, and it will cause problems. So we are believers, like Tosi said, we are love beings. So let that love radiate. And I'm sure the moment you start showing love to your in-laws will show the same thing. So don't let's see them as people that have come to cause trouble. They are not meant to cause trouble. I'm very close. I have a lovely relationship with my mother-in-law, but it didn't start that way. It was my husband that helped me. Thank you.
Okay, so let me put a balance to what Sister Tosi and Sister Buki said. So the men need to help out here. So I can tell you that the reason why sometimes it's easier for the women to deal with their own siblings is that they can talk to them. So if my sibling is acting up, I can call her to order. But it might be hard to call my husband's sibling to order. So the husbands, they need to help us here. She said, I can tell my mom. Sometimes I don't even need to call my mom for 2 weeks. But if I remember that I've not called Mami Giwa in 1 week, I'll quickly call her. She will be the one to say, mommy. Okay, my one. Why? Because I'm fine. No, I have an extremely loving relationship with my mother-in-law, but I have to be the wise daughter-in-law to build that relationship. But for my mom, she has been with me for how many decades? But where will she throw me? Yes, finish has entered. Yes. But if I know a lot of times when my mother-in-law asks us to do some things, even if myself and Kenny we have discussed it, even if I'm not the one that wants it, Kenny is the one that will champion it and say, she will now call me and say, your husband, we have finished it. So, but if the husband helps you to make you relevant, then none of his siblings will treat you anyhow. So please, husbands, let's help our wives so that we can also have an enabling environment for their siblings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, another question, and this particular one borders on career, finance. So men have said that they realize that quite a number of women actually lack ambition. Is it the women saying aha or the men? Ask women, bit.ly / ask women. Questions. So ask women, yeah, that's where the questions are. Now, in the sense that they find that, and so let me give a case in point. A Christian woman is very much particular about, her family and about her children. And so it's sort of like the man is supposed to now take charge of every other thing that has to do with being out there. So now there is something happening. The power centers are changing. So for instance, I used to ask my wife, what would the husband of the World Bank president, IMF president, what does he do for a living? He's a house husband. There's no other thing he should be doing. He should be a house husband. And so, because she's quite a powerful woman. And so I say that because I see that for a lot of Christian women, they make the primary concern just the home, And as much as it is good, we men also feel that, I sort of like power, that power couple thing. I'm pulling my weight probably in business. You're also pulling your weight in your career. Or I'm pulling my weight in career. You're also pulling your weight in, because these children are both our job descriptions anyways. So what do we think about that?
So, hello? You can hear me? Great. So once again, it's really just the way we have also arranged women. And I also think this may apply to when women are having to take care of children. By design, I believe women are made to focus. Okay? Yes, we have been touted to multitask, but it depends on the stage or what we are doing part-time. So I do believe that most young women want to sort of like settle their children, settle their family, make sure that it's in a good state. And I think maybe now than prior to now, there's also not a lot of support from the men. So you can see a woman is just about, how does the child get to school? How do we do this? How do we do that? And I think ultimately, I believe that women get to a point where they are comfortable. I don't know who sent in this question, but if it's a young family, it gets to a point where you're a bit more comfortable. Maybe the child is in boarding house, and then you just see that the woman is suddenly 40, and she's like, yes, I'm ready to live my best life. And that's because she's invested in those early years to, give it to her family. And maybe we should also check, I don't know, maybe now things are changing, but you tend to see that at that point, they are now investing more in themselves. Because in the past, they've invested in their family. And the more you invest in yourself, the more you can also see growth, both personally and career-wise. So I think it's in phases, really.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
So to add to that, I think a lot of women are actually ambitious. And the reason why it appears that some women are not ambitious could be because of what she mentioned, how that the society has boxed women, sort of, as a woman, your primary responsibility is the house, or is the home, to keep the home running. We are not disputing that. That's how will I put it, it's a very important part of our lives. However, it's not our entire life. There are other aspects of our lives, and our family is a gift to us, right? So I think because of that societal expectation from a woman, we tend to, how will I put it now, prioritize our family over every other thing. I don't think we should, because of our family, forget or neglect every other part of our lives. I believe that women can actually have it all, if you ask me. We can. It takes the wisdom of God. I know that even without enough resources, you can still have it all. That's why a lot of women actually go into entrepreneurship these days. There's a lot you can do in your house as an entrepreneur and as a family woman. You can thrive. We have quite a number of women here who are actually doing that. So I think women that are not ambitious are women that have accepted not to be ambitious. It's not because being a woman has boxed them up. I don't think that's why. So it's because they have agreed with what the society is saying, that a woman, you know, all those old adage about what a woman should be. You can be more. That's the truth. So it depends on the case, but I actually strongly believe that a woman can thrive in business, you can thrive in your career, you can thrive in the home front, you can have a solid relationship. However, it doesn't mean that, relationship with other people, right? So I think what would help really is, first, just remove that mindset. Get rid of the mindset, and then ask questions from other women. I listened to a particular podcast, and the woman was talking about how you can build a successful family and career. And she talked about the fact that you need a community. She actually studied successful women, and she understood the trend, how they were able to balance. So that curiosity is also very important. When you are curious, you ask people around. In this same Lighthouse, I have advisors. I have people that I speak to, that I seek counsel from, and their advice has actually pushed me forward, right? So just know that you are not alone. In whatever situation it is as a woman, if you are struggling with maybe balancing the home, and there are women that have gone ahead of you, it's just about you reaching out. Most women probably would not even reach out proactively, but you can go ahead to ask questions. How are you doing this? Can you put me through, right? The truth is, right now with the whole inclusion and, what's it called again? Gender inclusion, equity and inclusion, right? There is a lot of leverage that women have. A lot. Globally, you are at the forefront of the agenda. So it's just for you to key into it as a woman, right? So there's a lot of platform you can actually benefit from. So I do not think women are not ambitious. Rather, I think women are actually accepted the status quo. And that's why they've limited their ability to explore other areas of their lives.
I think this question, what she said actually answered a particular question here. Somebody said some women seem to have it all together. Yeah. Is it by chance? I think with what she has said, it's not by chance. Or are there things that one must consciously do? And from one of the things I've picked from what she said